Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dr. Phil 2, and you are watching Shaping Your New Start Education Podcast, where we talk everything and anything education. We want you to share this video, share our podcast with another educator. We want you to tell somebody about what we're about to talk about today, because we've got a great subject. I've got a great guest coming through, and you don't want to miss it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Shaping Your New Start. You can see all of our podcasts on our YouTube channel. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Listen, we want you to get everything out of this podcast. If you're an educator, if you are a parent, if you are a student, listen, we believe that this is going to make an impact on your life. So everybody, welcome to the Shaping Your New Start Education Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Phil 2. We are coming right back after these messages. We want to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by Christopher Gadsden. He wrote the book, The Real Deal of School Counseling. And guess what? This is National Counseling Week. All right. And we want you to support that. Listen, we believe in counseling because guess what? There is wisdom in a multitude of counselors. But if you are looking for a guide, an educational guide, this is the real deal of school counseling. You don't want to miss this. So go to clgadsden.com and get this book. You definitely want to get some more resources as far as your counseling. Also, we are sponsored by We Need More Clouds, written by Lynette Wesley. You can go to weneedmoreclouds.com and get your copy today. weneedmoreclouds.com. All right. What's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, Dr. Phil?
It's great. We are in the studio with the one and only, the renewed teacher, Kristen Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I made it to Tuesday. My husband's here. He got the babies upstairs, taking care of them. It's been a really good day. I had a really good work day as well. So, I can't really complain. Am I tired? A little bit, but it's a lot of energy keeping kids and educating little kids. It's a lot of work. It's a busy business.
That's right. I mean, what teacher is not tired at the end of the day? I don't care. And I know you have a lot of energy. I don't know how you get all these dances in, but I guess that's your workout. That's how you get the energy going.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all. Listen, y'all, if you have not followed her Instagram handle is right there. Listen, you've got to go check out her videos. It is very inspirational. It'll get you going. I can't dance, so I don't even try it. All right. I'm one of them people. I can do those TikTok where people just sit there and look.
Sometimes those are the best ones, though.
I don't get it. I don't get it. They do. I mean, at least you put in all the work. That's all I'm saying. You put in the work. People are faking it. They're just sitting there and they're getting all these views. I don't get it. Wow. So what grade are you teaching?
I teach 4th and 5th grade.
Wow, 4th and 5th grade. That's like the transitional grades, That's where
Mm-hmm.
the students are trying to figure themselves out. Like who am I? Because guess what?
Yes.
My daughter is 11 going on 12. So,
Wow. Is she in, what grade is she in? Sixth?
yep, sixth
Yep.
grade. Sixth grade. I'm glad you said it because I went blank for a minute. I got four. I'm like, wait a minute, which one is which
Like,
girl?
wait a
Okay,
minute.
yeah. You know how you call all of them their names, you know?
Yes. And I only have
It-
two. I'm like, DeAndre, I mean, Kendrick.
right.
Kendrick.
And sometimes you blend their names, you know?
Yes. DeKendrick. Put it together.
Wow, yeah. Let me tell you,
Oh,
it's something. So I commend you for even
thank
stepping
you.
into that zone and getting there. What inspired you to even be a teacher?
So this goes back to when I was a student myself, right? So I was just leaving one school district and moving to another. My mother had fell ill, so my father was just raising my sister now on his own until she, got better. And we ended up moving from one school district to another. This was when I was in first grade. She was still in preschool. So my first grade teacher it was the winter time, so it must have been around December, January, February. I remember being cold. And I just remember going into her classroom, and I don't remember any teacher from my former school district at all. I don't remember what race they were. I don't remember if it was a male or a female. I remember nothing at all about that first experience in school. It wasn't bad. I just don't remember anything. But when I got to my new school, I remember my first grade teacher was an African American woman. Her name was Tony Kendrick, and she was just overall just an amazing human being. Like, forget just a teacher, just an amazing human being. I remember her welcoming me to the classroom. I remember her sitting me next to someone that she knew would help guide me. I remember her taking care of each student and giving them everything that they needed as best as she could. There was one little girl who you could tell was growing up in a probably difficult situation. I didn't know all her business or anything like that, but Miss Kendrick would take her in the back, and we didn't know what she was doing until the little girl came out of the closet. She was washing her hair, and like, she washed it. I don't think she blow dried it, but she put little ponytails in it, just made her feel pretty and made her feel good about herself. And none of the kids were jealous. Everybody just sat there like, wow, that was so nice of her to do that, because like you could tell that it was a rough situation. And she made everybody feel welcome. I was like I talk a lot now. I talked way too much back then. She gave me a notebook and told me to write down all my thoughts so that I wouldn't get in trouble for talking so much. She just really knew how to engage all of her little ones. And first grade is rough. You got teeth falling out all over the place, still ain't potty trained all the way, can't tie her shoes yet. Like, first grade is rough. Like, but she was a whole queen in that classroom. And she really inspired me. I wanted to make kids feel as good as she made me feel. And she didn't even do anything for me to be like all like that. Just watching her do other things for other people made me feel good. And so that goes back to like first grade. So yeah,
That's
and I still see her sometimes.
wow. Yeah. I still see my first grade teacher every now and then too.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. So you got into that. Now, our topic tonight is how educators can live a healthy and fulfilled life. So you just gave us a great background because you had great modeling, somebody
Yes.
model what it is. Because if you're happy within yourself, then guess what? You can make
Mm-hmm.
somebody else happy.
That part.
If you are fulfilled with yourself, you can go in and make some other student's life a better place.
Yes. All of that. That is so true.
So give us some steps. How can we live? Now, according to your videos, I'm seeing that you are living a happy and fulfilled life, right?
Yes.
So tell us how you are living this happy, fulfilled. How can we do it?
Well, one, I have to let everybody know first, nothing is perfect. Everything you see in the videos ain't always what it seems to be, right? However, I am happy with my life. Does that mean it's perfect? Absolutely not. Does that mean that I get up every day wanting to go to work? No, I want to sleep sometimes too. But does that mean I don't like my job? No, I love my job. I love what I do. It just means sometimes, okay, I'm tired, I need a break. But one thing that helps me get through is that I always focus on my why. And that's just not for teaching, that's just for life in general. And sometimes that's still me still searching for my why. Like, who knows why we're here on this earth in the first place, there's a reason we're here, but we don't always know that. So we have to have our own internal motivations that keep us going. And I know for me, I definitely was put here on this earth to make a difference in people's lives. And I believe that teaching is one way that helps me fulfill that. And I just think about one of my students, he struggles in school sometimes. And the way that he responds to me lets me know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. He can lash out at everybody. And then when he's mad, he'll walk away from me. And I'm like, we'll talk later. And I let him do what he has to do. But he comes back and we talk about it. But I do know that I am having an impact in his life. I am his go-to person in the building. And I didn't realize that until my principal told me that. And I was like, oh, okay. But I do know that that's remembering my why is making a difference in children's lives so that they can then go and make a difference in someone else's life. So I
need to elaborate on that because I was talking to a student today about, do you know your purpose? Do you know your why? And he really didn't know, right? He really didn't understand it. And, what you're saying about that why is very critical for people getting to know their purpose.
Yes.
And and students, I'm shocked at how many students don't know their why.
Yeah. Especially students that are older, like high school, or don't have something that they're looking forward to, like dreams or goals. And those are the students I connect with even more because I need them to have something to focus on to help them overcome the other obstacles they have. Because when you focus on something that you really want, you will do everything it takes to get that one thing. So I have a couple students, they don't know what they want to be when they grow up. And I'm like, you don't have to know. How do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? I need you to know that. You don't got to know what you want to be, but I need you to know what kind of person you want to be. You need to know what kind of person you want to be because all of your actions will tell you whether that's the kind of person you're going to be or whether you need to change your actions to become that person. So they're like, but wait, what about our jobs? And I was like, the jobs will come, but you got to have the right type of character to get the right type of job you want. And they're like, all right. But yeah, that whole remembering your why, thinking about your purpose. You don't have to know what it is, but you need to think about it. You need to reflect on it. And I do think that's one thing that keeps me happy is that I think about it a lot. And even in my own household with my family, and my husband and our planning, what do we want? Because otherwise it's just going to be day in circles and circles and circles. No, we got to have a goal. What do we want to do next? All right, 5 years from now, what do we want to do? 10 years from now, what do we want to do? All right, we'll be 50 in 12 years. What do you want to do when we're 50? What do we do when we're 655? We have to set long-term and short-term goals to keep ourselves happy and have us something to look forward to.
That's it. And looking forward to something is great because you're living in the present, but you're looking forward to something great.
Right.
And, that's critical for people to understand. It's critical for teachers because teachers, you're going through a stressed out week every week, especially in the pandemic. Every week's a stressed out week. Everybody is just stressed out. But even though the environment might be stressful, you can still live a fulfilled life.
Yes, sir. And you have to have that balance. So remembering our why is the first thing I would say. The second one is exercising your mind, your body, and your soul. For me, dancing is a form of exercise. Not only does it get my body warm and, just feeling good and strong, it also helps my mind with that blood flowing. And then just like how we prayed before we came on here, that's fulfilling the soul. And if you don't take care of those three things, how are you going to go and then lead someone else?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the next big thing. Like my husband, we both work out. We get the boys to work out. We read almost every day. And we pray almost every day. So we're trying to fill all those different parts of our entire being. And I think as not just educators, but as human beings, we have to do things that fulfill us physically, mentally, and spiritually.
That's real. It's all about what you're filling yourself with,
Mm-hmm.
and how, it's like I can't afford to work out, but I can't afford not to.
Ooh, right. You gonna pay for it now, or you gonna pay for it later?
Gonna
When you
pay
want
for
to
it
pay?
later. It's gonna cost. It's gonna
Yep.
cost. A healthy life is gonna cost one way or the other.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And how do you apply this? You're talking about your family. You brought in the family into this goal. So that's great for parents because parents have to now bring in,
Mm-hmm.
their kids into this flow, into this lifestyle, get
Yes.
them excited about it. And that's how you excite your students, your scholars beyond the classroom. Those
Yes,
are
sir.
things you can do with your children beyond the classroom. My son laughs at me. He laughs when I start to do push-ups in front of him. Maybe because I'm not doing it right, because maybe I'm I'm struggling. Okay, son, we're gonna do some push-ups. And I get to 1 and 2 and like, all right, son, that was a good example. Good talk.
Your turn.
Your turn. Go ahead, son.
But well, but we have to show them. They'll think they can hate us for it now and thank us for it later.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife said it's all about impact. It's all about
Yes. Hi,
impact,
Lynette.
right?
It is all
That's
about
right.
impact. Hi,
And
Tiffany.
hey, we got some shout outs in here.
We
All right.
do.
All right. Well, listen, you're listening to the Shaping Your New Start Education podcast. Please share this out with somebody. Share this out with an educator, anybody that you feel is going to benefit from this conversation. All right. She says hi back. All right, good. There's a lot of love in this place. A lot of love.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you talked about, dancing as part of your workout.
Mm.
Tell me about the energy that you get back when people are commenting on your videos and everything.
Um, I try not to think too much about it because I don't want to get a big head about it, and so I try to, okay, oh yay, thank you, and then be humble, right? Um, but it's nice to be able to fulfill other educators and to help fill their buckets so that they can then go and fill their students' buckets.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that we all need that. Like there are people that are that for me. Like even some of my coworkers in the same building with me, and be like, "Oh, you turned up today. I like it. Let's go." Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
It's a shared energy.
mm-hmm, yep. And that's like I always try to be. I remember back in when I was pledging Delta back in 2010, and they used to always call me like I was always turned up, and I'm like, "Look, we about to be Deltas, y'all. I am turned up." And they was like, "Well, let's go." They used to call me the hype man. So like that's just kind of like but I've always been like that. Like my husband used to play football. I used to be his hype man, like what on a football field. I am now my son's hype mom, and like I'm always going to be lifting somebody up. um I just feel like when I uplift people, I feel more uplifted, and then it's a positive circle, like a snowball effect, and everybody keeps hyping it up, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and then everybody just keeps hyping it up. Um, and I even notice it happening in the classroom when the kids start shouting each other out. That's what it is right there. Like I had a little girl, she slept every day for like 2 months. Like I used to text my principal like, she's sleep again. I called her mom, but she's still sleep. She's sleep. About 2 weeks ago, for about the past like 3 weeks, she's been awake every single day. So the first week she just was awake but wasn't doing any work. The second week she started asking for help, and I was like, oh, okay. She asked for help today. Something's changing here. And then one of the kids noticed, and they said, hold up, I just want to recognize what's her name real quick, because she's been awake for like a whole week and she's been doing her work, and we need to give her a round of applause. I was like, you sure right? Yes, we do. And the fact that a kid noticed that and lifted her up, and I think she was she was a little embarrassed that somebody said that, but I was like, no, that needs to be acknowledged. Don't be embarrassed. Like, we don't know why you were sleeping and what was going on, but we know you awake now, and we know you're participating and you're learning now. And now she's just participating even more. And now she's moving up closer to the front of the classroom. And she's raising her hand and participate. And she keeps asking me for help. And like, I'd be like, dang, she asked for help again. But but I'm so happy that she is, because I was getting nothing before. And it just goes to show how, like, when students notice that, they also bring the positive energy to the classroom, which then fills me up. And then I can fill them up more. So it's a two-way street.
I love it. I love it. And we don't know what students are going through. We don't know what their why is at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you can make that impact, the fact that you can, drive the message home, and the fact that she's engaging and asking for help is a positive thing. So what I tell students all the time, if you're not engaging in class, you're not going to get the benefits of being there. You've got to engage.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're going to have to ask for help. You can't be afraid to ask for help. And, there were times I struggled. I had to get the tutors. I had to get students who knew better than me or struggled with me, and we struggled together. Like, let's struggle to figure this out together.
Yes.
Engage. I just tell students, hey, you've got to engage.
Yes.
All right. How do you share? There is a share button on YouTube. You're able to share this video out, and also will be on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts and Google Play. So you can also share once we upload our interview. Now, this is great. Feeding energy, body, mind, soul, right? Knowing your why. These are things that go to contribute to living a happy and fulfilled life. Now, what I like to say is happiness is a choice.
Yes.
I told some students today, I said, listen, it's not up to your teacher. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to anybody around you. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have choices.
Yes.
In fact, the most powerful person in the room is you, because you have the power of choice.
Yes, sir.
And you can allow your circumstance or your environment to control you, but you can also choose to be happy.
Right. And I don't think they realize that they have that choice. I think a lot of children, they think they are whatever is happening in that time and space, and they don't realize that there's an alternative, or that they can even choose, like how to respond to something. But sometimes they're so used to responding or reacting in a certain way that they have completely forgotten that there is another way. Like, some students respond to everything with anger, and they're so used to responding with anger that they don't even realize that they can respond with, hey, yo, chill out, quit touching me, instead of yelling about it. So I'm like, in my classroom, I'm very cognizant of having those kind of conversations. And I was like, did you have to say it like that? Could you have said that a different way? And I make them say how they could have said it differently, so that in the future they at least have another option. So yeah, it's a lot.
So we have 2 points. What's our third way we can live a happy and fulfilled life?
I think the third most important thing is to reflect often. It's not always easy to reflect on your flaws, because we want to think that we're flawless, and to even accept feedback on things that are our flaws. So I had an observation today, and my principal, he was giving me some feedback, and I was getting ready to say, man, but you wasn't even in my class at that point in time. And when I did that, but I was getting ready to say that. But when I went back and thought about the lesson, I was like, you're right. I actually didn't do that very well. And I probably do need to do that more often. So I had to pause and not respond in a negative way. And then and reflect and think about what happened during that lesson. It was a good lesson, but there were some things that he said that he wished he would have seen during that lesson. I was like, you know what? You're right. I slaughtered it today. And I was like, I heard what you said, and I'm going to add to it and make some changes with that immediately. And the thing is, I do what he said all the time. And then probably because of the pandemic, feeling like kids are behind, I just was like, all right, we got to go. So I dropped off some of the teacher habits that I know I'm supposed to do. And just like, all right, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. In that panic of, okay, the state tests are coming. The report cards are coming. I gotta make sure I'm showing growth in the kids, but then forgetting some of those, turn and talk, or some of those, all right, let's go over here in a group and talk with this group for 15 seconds, 30 seconds here. All right, come back. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. Just like little things like that I was rushing through this lesson that he was observing. And I accepted that feedback, reflected on what I remember from the lesson, and then just took that. But I think we need to reflect often, not just about what we do in the classroom, but what we do in life, right? Like I think about like maybe even on my phone, like those habits. And why am I not able to get this done? Oh, because I was on Instagram all night scrolling. And why am I so tired? Oh, because I was on Instagram all night scrolling. Like, so reflecting about different things that we do. And I think I posted this yesterday. Whatever energy we expect from other people should be the same energy that we give, period. So if I expect my students to go back and look at their work and reflect on that, then I need to go back and reflect on my work and my stuff too. Because then not only am I telling them, I can show them, I can model them, and I can talk about my experience in doing that and how hard it is to actually do it. So that's the third one, reflect often.
That's awesome. That's awesome because I am a superintendent, so I have to go in, and there's a time that I have to, hey, everybody, and motivate, and there's sometimes I got to observe.
Mm-hmm.
Times, give some reflection. And it's a tough job to do, but as a superintendent or as a instructor, my goal is to also partner. Okay, let's see where the answers lie within yourself, and let's see how we can create the best atmosphere in here. But it's and we often have to get the reflection, because as a superintendent, you get kind of the angry reflection.
You do.
If things aren't going, you get the angry, and I listen. Yes. And you have to, because sometimes it's validated and you're like, okay, let's see how we can work on that. So reflection is a great tool in life.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes, like in the silence, sometimes I got to turn off the radio. I drive a lot. So sometimes I have to turn off the radio and just drive in silence, meditate on what happened, what do I need to do differently, how do I need to approach it differently. So sometimes meditation is a great thing.
Yes, it definitely offers you that silence that you need in order to actually think clearly. So I agree with that. That's definitely me in the car after work before I pick up my son. I'm like, silence, think, relax, reflect.
Now, you as a teacher, does your children go to the same school?
No, they do not go to the same school. My son, he just turned 7 last Thursday, and then our youngest is 2, and so he's still in preschool.
Okay.
But so one thing I remember growing up is that my grandmother, she worked at the school that I went to elementary school with. I was fine. I never got in trouble. Like they never had to call my grandmother when I was in school. But my sister, on the other hand, they had to call my grandmother all the time for my sister. And I'm like, I don't want my son to be in that situation. Like if he cuts up, I don't want me to be right upstairs and them to have that much access to me. Call my husband or call me, but like don't send him upstairs to my room. Don't say you need to break the under, go to your mom's. No, I don't ever want a teacher to have that option, because I don't want him to feel as if he can't be his true self because I'm right there. He is in the same school district. And he had a rough day today, and his teacher sent me a message. I read it and I was like, oh man, it's his first rough day. And I was like, all right, it's the first one. Hopefully it's the last one. But it was nice that he wasn't in the same building, because I didn't have to see him immediately, because I was upset that I got the message, but I didn't have to see him immediately. And I was able to reflect while I was driving to the school to pick him up, and how I was going to approach the situation. Whereas if he were in the same building, I would have saw him immediately, and I probably would have, why would you cut up today? So it was, so just allowing him to have space to be the little boy that he is without me hounding him. Like I don't think I'm that kind of mom, but he might think I'm that kind of mom. So I think it's important for kids to have their space if you live in an area that allows you to do that. I teach in a pretty big school district. And my school was literally 5 minutes from his, like 5-10 minutes from his. It's not that far. So it works for us.
When my mother was a teacher, I was growing up, so there was an opportunity. She had to be my teacher in my class. I said, nope, it's not going to happen, Mom. Ain't going to happen. Sorry. So she had to stay in the class she was in. I was like, no, 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 no. I need my space. But
yeah, right. And I think like boys do need that space from, especially from moms. Like my son is definitely like he's a mama's boy, but like daddy's a rah rah rah, you know. And I definitely think that I think all children need that space, to be honest. Like some kids, they like to be up under their parents like that, but then to a certain degree, they still need space. They still need time to grow and flourish and be who they are going to be without somebody constantly watching over them.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you. Listen, I want to promote your blog. So if you want anybody that's watching, you can just type in the renewedteacher.com and this will come up. But it's the renewedteacherblog.wordpress.com. But you can just put in renewedteacher.com, the renewedteacher.com, and you'll get, I love the one that says I've been hacked. Because I was part of that hack.
Oh my gosh. Listen.
But I was able to recognize that it was a hack.
Yes, it was so bad. Like I was hacked on January 4th. And I knew exactly when it happened. I was hacked through my cousin's account. I didn't realize his account was hacked, and I thought he was asking for my number. He's a teenager, so he doesn't necessarily have my number. He could have asked his mom, but I still was like, all right, maybe he don't feel like asking his mom. So I gave him a number, and then it just went south from there. And luckily, thankfully, gratefully, I was able to get it back. So
yes. Yeah. Now we know when people ask for numbers online inbox. You know,
it's a no-go.
Business situation. No, but I've had it happen so many times, so I recognize it right away.
Right.
Right away. Well, this has been great. I'm looking forward to connecting with you.
Absolutely.
Again.
Yes.
Everybody check out her blog. Follow her on Instagram. You want to go to the renewed teacher. Just look for the renewed teacher. She has a lot of positive posts. Just will energize you and see you're the one that gets me stuck scrolling. And then your video comes on and my wife is sleeping and I'll be like, oh, you know,
what's this one about?
The music goes loud. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh man. But
that's
listen,
cool. That's cool.
We want to thank you so much. All the best in your teaching, all the best in your blogging, all the best in your career and your family.
Yes, thank you so much.
Just stay on a bit. I want to thank our sponsors once again. You can check out clgadsden.com, get his book. It's hot off the press, The Real Deal of School Counseling. And this is National Counseling Week, so you want to check that out. And our other sponsor, We Need More Clouds by Lynette S. Wesley. You can go to weneedclouds.com. That's right. That's it. That's it. Now you got the connection.
Yes. I was going to ask, but I was going to wait.
That's right. We're
awesome.
Writers, we're authors in the family. So thank you, everybody. Again, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Shaping Your New Start. Follow me on Dr. Phil 2_ on Twitter, Dr. Phil _2 on Instagram. All right, everybody. This is the end of our show. We'll be right back on Thursday with our next podcast with another educator, Eric Hayes, and I'm looking forward to having him. Until the next one, keep shaping your new start.